off, how's all of y'all doing? Happy Easter to y'all, and I hope that all of y'all had a wonderful Resurrection day. You know, got your chocolate bunny fix, and you are making a nice Easter Sunday dinner and preparing all the good fixings and things like that. It's nice to celebrate another Easter in 2019, and all of y'all stay blessed and stay safe. Thank you, and make sure you hit that like. What's going on, YouTube? This is Nickelodeon, and I'm going to do a review of the Braxton's Family Values. This is episode 4 of the new season, and the episode started off with the sisters celebrating Trina's birthday. Yay! Happy birthday to you! And she is turning 40, and I can tell that she's definitely feeling some kind of way about turning 40, but she still looks good. And the sisters definitely look like they are paying attention to getting older, and they're realizing that life is short, and they're realizing that the bickering that they was doing from last season was definitely pointless, and they realize that their relationship means more to them than anything. They're all getting along, and I can tell that they're doing their best efforts to put their family first and put each other's feelings first as well. So that's definitely a good thing. I remember them having a session with the Ivana, and Ivana kind of was getting with Miss Evelyn and Dad. She was kind of leaning on them as to how the girls was behaving towards each other. She was trying to, I guess she was trying to say that the behavior was learned from Miss Evelyn, because Miss Evelyn maybe were still bitter from the divorce from their father, you know, and I guess she was trying to point out that kind of trickled down to the girls, you know, and I believe that she may have had a point, because, you know, that I'm a product of the divorce, and I know that sometimes the parents can still be bitter towards each other and cause the siblings kind of lean on one parent's side and to the other parent's side and stuff like that. You know, in my situation, I don't feel like I leaned on one or the other. I just kind of made it a point to make sure that they both were still in my life after the divorce, you know. So I think that's what's going on with the girls, is that they are probably trying to find their own relationship with their father, despite what Miss Evelyn may have said, or, you know, any bitter feelings towards the divorce. So Tamar and Tracy decide to get together, and they're getting balloons. Tony and Tawana get together and get the cake for Trina's birthday. They said that Trina is kind of like a fairy tale type of lady, so they get like look like a castle, like a enchanted castle, and they have like this lady in the front of the castle, and it kind of looks like a bride cake, you know. And Tamar is still under her spy investigation to find out who Tawana's man is, and find out whether or not Trina has been married. So Tamar and Tony had made a bet on a purse. So if Tamar wins, if Trina is married, then Tamar gets a purse from Tony, and also if Trina is not married, then Tony gets a purse from Tamar. So they are on the investigation to find out whether or not Trina's married, and Tony is trying to win her Chanel purse. I remember her saying something about like she likes Chanel or something like that. So Tamar is on the case. She goes to this spy shop, and she's asking the lady whether or not how she can track down her sister and see what she's been up to, so that she can kind of spy and see who her man is. So the lady in the shop kind of told her about this gadget that she has, that she can kind of plant under the car and kind of track Tawana's whereabouts. Tamar kind of says, well, that's not really the direction I was trying to go. She said, I do know that the man's name starts with an S, so I'm trying to figure out clues and ways of finding out who this man is. So the lady gives her an idea to kind of like think of anybody that they've been in contact with. The name begins with an S. So Tamar scrolls through her contacts and she has this one particular guy in mind that she calls, and the guy answers the phone and he's like, "Hey, baby, what's up?" And she's like, "Baby." He's like, "Yeah, it came up, Braxton." And she's like, "Well," she's like, "What other Braxton did you know?" Or something like that. He's like, "Well, I got all of y'all saved in my number." So he's really trying to cover his tracks. And then he suggested for them to meet up to lunch and things like that. So she agrees to meet up to lunch with him. And she does. And he ends up kind of telling on himself. It's so funny because he says to her, "Oh, remember that drink you guys used to love with the sherbet in it?" And Tamar was looking at him like, "You mean Tawana's drink?" And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "No, no, I remember you guys drank it too." And she's like, "No, Tawana's the only one that drinks that nasty sherbet drink." And she's like, "Mm-mm." She's like, "So, is you talking to my sister or not?" Tamar cuts right to the to the chase, And then he's like, not answering her. And then lo and behold, while she's sitting there at lunch with the guy, Tawana calls and she's like, "Hey, what's up?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just sitting here having lunch with Sean." And then Tawana, wait a minute. "What are you doing having lunch with Sean?" And she's like, "Come on now, Tawana. Y'all trying to act like y'all didn't even talk today," or something like that. And then Tawana acts like the phone was having a bad connection, and then she hangs up. But it's funny though because Tamar was on the case and she did expose Tawana. So it was really funny. And then later on, they meet with Trina and they're planning a birthday dinner for Trina. And Miss Evelyn and the other sisters had an idea to invite Vaughn, that's Trina's new soon to be husband, to dinner. So they all get together and they show her their balloons that they got, and the sisters is always cracking jokes and doing funny things. And Trina really makes me laugh because she has like this really like freaky side to her. And they got a balloon that was ketchup. And they say, "Oh, girl, we got the ketchup because we know you like ketchup on your hot dog." And she's like, "Oh, my gosh." She's like, "Not in front of mommy." I thought I bust out laughing because I'm like, what? Like, that must be some little inside joke with them, like about the ketchup in a hot dog. I don't know. But then Vaughn shows up, and she's extremely happy to see Vaughn, and Vaughn definitely holds it down when it comes to being around the family. So if you let me rewind a little bit, right before Trina went to her birthday party, she got some very, very sad news. And she found out that her ex husband, Gabe, has been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I don't know if you guys have been reading the blogs, but Gabe has passed away. RIP to Gabe. And stage 4 is pretty much like the last stages of the cancer and everything like that. So she was definitely distraught and very sad, and she had to ask for the producer's advice as what to do as far as going on with the show, because she was just so distraught and caught up in her feelings that she didn't know whether or not she wanted to continue with filming. And the producers, I believe the producers pretty much let it be up to her whether or not she wanted to pursue filming. And then she did go on to her birthday party because she did say in her little private talking session that the sisters did kind of go above and beyond in planning this party, and she knew that it was a special occasion for everybody to get together. So she said she's just going to go ahead and go through with the party despite on how she felt. When she arrived, she did look like she was crying for a while, but she pulled herself together, tightened up her makeup, and she showed up for the party, and she put on a good face for her sisters and for her new man Vaughn. So that was very, very devastating news. So the Tamar is grilling Vaughn once he arrived at the party because they did surprise Trina, and they did invite her man to dinner, and she was happy to see him. It was nice to get a surprise despite her bad news that she got. And Tamar's grilling her, and she's like, "So, did you guys elope?" You know, well, Trina let Vaughn in on the fact that Tamar was kind of thinking that they were already married, and Vaughn cleared that up real quick, saying that they weren't. But he said a nice speech at the table in front of everyone about how he felt Trina was special, and he was glad that he had met her and glad that she was in his life and things like that. And I'm definitely liking Vaughn. He definitely seems like a together guy, and he definitely seems like he is there for whatever drama happens, and that he's going to be the man to support Trina through this situation that she just been introduced to with her ex-husband. So, you know, definitely seems like a strong guy, and he definitely seems like that guy for Trina. She is excited to be with him, and she's not holding back how she feels, and she's not holding back any excitement about him being the one. She keeps saying, so that's cool. Um, After the birthday party, the Tamara set together a sleepover for all of the sisters. She all got them all matching pajamas. Of course, Tony could not be there because I believe she said she had a meeting. She has a new single out. I haven't heard the single yet, but she said that it was number one on the charts. So she had a meeting to go to, and the sisters Tamar, Tawana, Trina, and Tracy were all together at Tamar's house having a sleepover. Tamar prepared this amazing dinner and these amazing pedicure and massages for the ladies, and they looked like they was enjoying themselves, and and enjoying each other's time. Tamar brings up the fact about how Trina feels about telling her ex that she may be getting married. And then Trina immediately started tearing up, and she looks at the producers and she's like, I can't have this on camera. Tamar's looking at her like, with her mouth wide open, like, what did I do now? Like, did I hurt somebody's feelings? But she let her sisters know. I believe I think she did get comfortable with the fact that she needed to let her sister know what was going on, why she was so sad. So she did let them know that Gabe had stage 4 cancer, and the sister's very supportive, and she's still very, very sad about Gabe may not be living long. So that was very sad. Um, but despite the fact they did show clips from the next episode of Tony finally letting her guard down, and I believe she told Trina they finally showed highlights from the next episode of Tony sitting down with Trina, and Tony finally letting her guard down and telling Trina that her and Birdman may have still been together if they would have only just eloped. And Trina's like, "Wait a minute, like what? What did she just say?" So I'm gonna be looking forward to that next episode of Tony explaining to the family as to why her and Birdman is not together anymore. And I want to know what happened, because how you go from about to get married to now all of a sudden you broke up. Like, that's a huge, huge step. So everybody, stay tuned for the next episode. Braxton's Family Values. This season, I believe, it's a lot of surprises in it. It's a lot of really, really sad surprises that it's going to have to show the family support, and the Braxtons are going to have to learn how to be strong and how to support each other so that they can get through these life battles. And with them growing old, they are starting to realize the priorities in their life, and they're starting to realize that it's important for them to stick together and things like that. you know so big ups to the Braxtons for getting along and sticking together and being that tight webbed family that needs to be displayed on TV. So thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Deuces.
Money, trust, respect, loyalty in my crew. Politicking with my niggas about this money, bitch, hold up. I had to drop my bitch, cause I don't need no hold ups.